and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I've had a bad day. Like, that's a great way to start a video, isn't it? Being like, I've had a bad day. But I have, believe it or not, I'm wearing makeup, but it's a bad makeup day and I look a mess. I've got like a massive ugly spot on my chin. No amount of concealer can cover this bad boy, so I do apologise for this little guy like saying hi to you throughout this entire video. Just gonna have to deal with it. I've also been at work all day. I wore wedgies for the first time in like almost 2 years and my feet are like, so that's not good. And then just went for my third driving lesson and I almost crashed into a bus and the police were behind me with their sirens going off and I freaked out thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get arrested and I'm gonna be put in jail and I'm gonna die. And then on top of all that, I stalled like 2 times, but I went round about 5 roundabouts and was boss at that. So I also just want to say I'm very sorry about how bad the lighting is. I tried to use this little guy, very small, and if I'm honest, I can't, like, I'm gonna show you what I've got my camera on right now. Ready? So this is literally my setup, like there you are. Hello. So yeah, as you can imagine, this little fella goes to here, so it's not really gonna work. So yeah, lighting's gonna be bad. So yeah, I have had an awful day. But yes, down to the actual business at hand. Today I decided it's been a bad day and it is 8:30 at night and nobody can say no to a Monday night 8:30 cocktail session. Okay, so yeah, basically I'm making cocktails. So first things first, I'm gonna wash my ends. Okay, so nice clean handies, especially considering the fact that I have just been out driving in someone else's car. You don't know who's touched that thing, okay? You don't know. So yeah, I am going to make 5 cocktails, 4 cocktails, I don't know, we're just gonna see. And it depends on basically how drunk I get throughout this because I have 2 cocktails and I'm gone. So the first drink I'm going to make is a drink that I don't like. I just don't like it, it's not my thing, it's not sweet enough for me. But yeah, this drink is a Mojito. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't got any like rum, so I'm gonna use vodka. It's fine, deal with it. So yeah, if you don't know what is in a Mojito, let me tell you now. Okay, so for a Mojito, you need to obviously mix. I ain't got a bar spoon, I ain't got one of the stirring things, so we're using my favourite glass ever. I actually stole this from one of my favourite pubs. And a teaspoon because I ain't got a proper spoon. Okay, so first things first, I cut up the lime. Oh, you hurt my finger. I'm actually allergic to citrus, so this is a bad idea to do this, but it's fine. Got me lime, I got me knife. I look so scared there. And I'm gonna cut it. Right, so now I've cut all my lime, I'm gonna go wash my hands again because it's already itching. Allergies. Right, so perfect, you've got your lime cut, you're good, stage 1 complete. So now that you've cut up all of the lime, you can now add ice to the glass, like so. And squeeze lime juice into the glass, leaving the wedgies in after you do so. I would recommend approximately 4 to 5 lime wedges, but this is to preference as you can add less or more, whatever you prefer. Next up, you're going to put roughly half of a teaspoon of sugar. I'd recommend brown sugar, it just simply tastes better, but you can use white sugar if that's what you would like. Once you add the sugar, mix it thoroughly to ensure it dissolves. The lime juice will help this process. You'll notice the lime juice will turn a strange, almost brown colour. This means the sugar has dissolved into the lime. Again, this will just happen for the brown sugar. For the white sugar, it will be greeny coloured. Following this, you'll add the mint. I recommend at least 6 to 8 mint leaves. Make sure to slap the mint before putting it into your drink. This will bring out the flavour. Again, mix it thoroughly. Now for the fun part. We now add 2 shots of vodka to your glass. Again, this is a vodka mojito, so if you prefer rum, use rum. Mix the spirit in with everything else in your drink and you're ready to go. Add more ice to your glass to make sure you aren't diluting your spirit too much. It is down to your preference if you add lemonade or soda to finish your cocktail. I use diet lemonade because I have a sweet tooth and I'm totally on a diet, so diet lemonade totally cuts out all of the sugar in the drink. Finally, it is now time for the garnish. I tend to make a lime wheel to garnish my mojitos simply because I like how it looks. To do this, you slice off the end of the lime and then make another cut about 2mm down. Once you've done this, slice from the centre of the wheel outwards and put it on your glass. I also use the nicest mint sprig in the bag. I open up the leaves of the mint to make sure it looks extra refreshing to drink. And voila, you have a beautiful and fresh vodka mojito. Enjoy! I'm getting to try it. Ooh, I like mojitos now. Right, so I'm actually surprised that worked so well. Like, I didn't think vodka in a mojito was going to be nice. I thought it was going to be nasty, but guys, I'm sitting here with it right beside me. It's freaking delicious. So, now that we've made a delicious freaking mojito, I am ready to make more boozy drinks and get steaming on camera apparently. So next up, I'm going to use this bad boy, and I freaking love using the shaker. I am going to make a lovely Cosmopolitan, and I'm not gonna lie guys, I suck at making these, so I'm just going to make sure there's loads of booze in it and hope for the best. Okay, so to make a Cosmo, you do need a cocktail shaker. Although you can stir your drink, it won't be the same, but yeah, I'd always just recommend buying a shaker. They're only a few pounds online anyway. So down to the cocktail. First, add all of your alcohol. I use 1.5 shots of vodka and a shot of triple sec. You can use Cointreau instead of the triple sec if that's what you prefer. Next, I use 3 shots of cranberry juice. You can use 2 instead if you want a more alcohol taste to it, but I personally think it's nicer with 3 shots of cranberry juice. The final ingredient is 3 or 4 lime wedges. Leave the wedge in the drink to let the juice come out more as you shake it. Add several cubes of ice and you're ready to shake the drink. So before I begin shaking this, I'm going to stress the importance of making sure the lid is on correct. Now, especially if you're making a espresso martini. But yeah, make sure the lid is on properly, especially if you've got coffee, because it explodes. I'm speaking from experience. Basically how to make sure it's on properly is make sure this can't just come off, and if this is tight enough it won't move. Easy way to think, just basically make sure it's tight. Shake all of the ingredients together. Ensure you shake it enough though. To know when you have done this, the entire shaker will be cold to touch, almost like you're holding an ice cube and it's sticking to you. Now time to find the sweet spot. Hit roughly the middle of the shaker, then hit the side of the lids, and then finally twist the cap. It should come off easily. This is called the sweet spot. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if everyone calls it this, but every bar I've worked at called it the sweet spot. As you left the lime wedges in the shaker, you need to double strain the Cosmo so you catch all the lime pieces that have came out of the wedges. To do this, just use whatever strainer you have at home. I use a mini flour thing that I had with a baking kit from like 5 years ago, but it works charm. Now to garnish. For a Cosmo, you should always garnish with an orange peel, but I am way too allergic to them and I don't really feel like having an allergy attack tonight, so I'll stick to my limes. So slice from the centre of the lime to the side, making a slit in it. Then place this over the rim of the glass. Ta-da! Now you have a lovely Cosmopolitan.
All that you need now is to put on some Sex in the City.
Okay, and it is the moment of truth. It's freaking full to the brim, so... Gosh, that's a freaking Cosmo and a half. Okay, so I've finished making my Mojito and a Cosmopolitan. I think we should do a Martini, a dirty Martini. And I'm just going to warn you, I don't like vermouth, which is normally what you put in a Martini. But yeah, I'm going to put in triple sec instead just because I think it tastes better. But if you want to put in like a vermouth type thing, then fair enough. Then fair enough. The booze is hitting me already, guys.
First up, I measure out roughly 3/4 of a shot of olive juice. I like a very dirty martini, so I like a lot of olive juice. Add less if you don't want it to be too dirty, or if you dislike olive juice, then you won't like a dirty martini, so just don't add any. Next up, add 2 shots of vodka and a half shot of triple sec. The triple sec, in this case, is replacing the vermouth that normally would go into a martini like this. Add a handful of ice and use a spoon to stir all ingredients together, and also let some of the ice melt. Strain the drink into a cocktail glass and you are ready to garnish. I would always use a toothpick to hold around about 3 olives, but I didn't have any, so I just put them straight into the glass, and to be fair, it looks just as nice. And this is your dirty vodka martini. Only word I can say is yum.
Right, Mum, try it. Are you drunk yet? It's a martini, by the way, so it's pure vodka basically.
Man.
That was a big fat I don't like this at all. She doesn't like it.
Full of vodka.
My turn. I love it. See, it would be better if it was gin. So the next drink I am going to make is called a woo woo.
Okay, so for a woo woo, you're going to need your shaker again. Again though, like, you can do it without the shaker, but it's best just to buy one. You will begin by adding 1.5 shots of vodka and 1.5 shots of peach schnapps. Add the juice to 3 or 4 lime wedges, leaving the wedge in the shaker once again, similar to what you done with the Cosmo. Place on some ice cubes and shake it until it's cold to touch, once again, similar to what you done with the Cosmo. You're going to double strain this again just so that you can catch all those little bits of lime before popping it into the glass. And then you are going to add in some cranberry juice on top. If you have a bar spoon, you can layer the cranberry juice on top, or, you know, below the alcohol. It really depends on whatever you want. But sadly, I didn't have one, and of course, I failed miserably at layering this, so yeah, nobody is perfect after all. To garnish, I'm going to use the skin of a lime, which is the third and final way that I use a lime as a garnish. To do this, you use a knife to peel some of the skin off, ensuring to get none or as little of the inside as possible. If you do get some, you can just use your knife to cut this out, similar to what I'm doing right now. Cut the skin at either side to make it neat, and then use a spoon handle, or as I used, a bamboo stick, to twist the lime into a spiral. Place this into the middle of your glass and you are done.
So there we are, I've done 4 cocktails so far tonight out of 5. We have done a lovely Mojito, and we have also done a Cosmopolitan, we've done a vodka dirty martini, and of course the woo woo. So you might be thinking, I thought you said you were going to do 5 cocktails, and I am. I've got one last one to do. It is called the Not the Gumdrop Buttons, and it is basically a gingerbread milky martini vodka thing. So yeah, if you are wondering, basically this cocktail is like, it's the vegan version of like a White Russian type thing, similar to it but different. It's vegan, there's not any like you know, Kahlua or Tia Maria or anything at the bottom obviously. It's just milky, vegan, yum.
Okay, so to begin with, you need to crush up 1 gingerbread cookie. I personally couldn't find any, none that were vegan anyway, so I used an oat cookie and it done the same job. In fact, I actually liked it a little bit more. On another plate, pour some of your syrup. This will act as like a glue for the cookie to stick to the glass. For my cocktail, I used gingerbread syrup and vanilla syrup as like the glue, but you can use any other flavour, it really doesn't matter which flavour you use. Dip the rim of your glass into the syrup and then straight into the cookie. It will give a lovely garnish to the glass and a yummy taste when you drink it too. Discard of the extra crumbs and syrup. In your cocktail shaker, pour 2 shots of vodka. If you can find any in the shop, which obviously I couldn't because it's not in this cocktail, add a shot of butterscotch snaps too, or something similar to that, just to give it a bit more sweetness. Add 1 shot of gingerbread syrup, or any flavour as I said before. And finally, add 2 to 3 shots of almond milk. This makes for a yummy vegan cocktail, which, of course, as you guys may have guessed already, I am vegan. Shake everything together and strain it into your glass. You don't need to double strain this one because there's no bits in it, it's just a single strain is fine. To finish, add 1 more cookie on the top of the glass to dip into your cocktail and you are officially done.
I would never ever ever say to drink this with a straw because you won't get the goodness from the outside. Oh my gosh. So that cocktail is delicious as it is, don't get me wrong, but I would always say to use butterscotch schnapps or something along the lines, like just to make it a bit more sweet, because it's not as sweet because obviously there's not much in it. I would also say use the right amount of gingerbread syrup, but it's delicious nonetheless. Okay, and there we go. I am officially drunk. I am officially having a good day. But yes, thank you very much for watching my video of me getting drunk. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. Please let me know what you think of the cocktails. If you try any of them or try my version of them, I guess, please let me know. I would love to know if you like them. If you try my own cocktail, not the gumdrop buttons, please let me know what you think. I think it's delicious, but I'm biased. But yeah, thank you again very much for watching. Please give it a massive thumbs up. Comment down below, again, as I said before. I don't know what I'm saying, guys, I'm drunk. But yeah, subscribe. I'm gonna go now and get even more steaming